Okay, we're back. I'm going to try to power through. I just tried to record a clearing and it was rough. It was rough. I was dry coughing the whole time. So we're going to have a brief sip of water. Sorry, I should have done this first. And now we're going to settle in, prep to work. Spirit and the collective are one. We work together as a team. Here we go. So in our energy exchange, what came up was taking escapism. Don't break that pendulum, Kate. Taking escapism, releasing it, or transmuting it into confidence. So we're going to try to find out what the thread is, what the theme is. You know how I like to do this. I love digging in and figuring out the who, what, where, when, why. I am a researcher at heart. I am a Sherlock Holmes at heart. I love to just get things figured out and like why, like what is going on here? Why this? So that's what we're going to look at. We're going to look at first the root, what could possibly be the root of this escapism, and maybe finding the root will help us find why confidence is the thing that's going to help us, you know, change out that escapism. And I will say, I don't think all escapism is bad. It's not, you know, I don't think it's like inherently bad. It's understandable, especially because we are spiritual beings who are in human bodies and like we want to escape them sometimes, which totally makes sense. But for whatever reason in this particular day with this particular collective, we're working on potentially the parts of that escapism that are not in your highest good. I'm going to really try to get through this. Okay, so let's find the root. So we go to chart 1 and we just ask, you know, what is the root of this escapism? What do we need to remember? What do we need to know? What is the message we need to hear? It's so ironic that chart 19, Grandma's Good Advice, is coming back up again. It's like, it just blows my mind because I never suspected to have this kind of a relationship with chart 19 before. Practice orderly thinking. What percent is escapism in orderly thinking? 0%. So escapism is not us thinking orderly. Escapism is us thinking disorderly. So again, for this particular collective at this particular moment, this is saying there's something that is disorderly in your thinking when you lean into this energy of escapism. And that's probably true in that if you think about disorder, it prevents forward motion, at least smooth, efficient forward motion. When we're in disorder, we might be able to get some stuff done, but we're going to get it by going from A to Z, back to D, back to F, back to G, A, C. It's not going to be smooth and it probably won't be quick. So our escapism prevents us from moving forward at the pace and with the ease with which we could move forward in life if we weren't operating inside of escapism. So we are going to look at what percent are we open to orderly thinking, 100%, and what percent we block to orderly thinking, also 100%. So we're 100% open to it, but we're 100% blocked. And so let's look at this. Let's do this clearing on our orderly thinking and then see if that changes inherently, automatically changes those confidence numbers. Because we're going to check in. We were calling in confidence. So what percent are we open to confidence? 100%. That's great because we called that in the energy exchange. But what percent are we blocked to our confidence? 100%. So we're open. We created this openness by trying to call in this confidence, but there's a block, and that block is disorderly thinking, and the disorderly thinking is created or caused by or is causing the escapism, and the escapism is preventing us from being confident in ourselves because, again, here's how it all comes together, right? Here's the big picture. When we are operating inside of escapism, it's being caused by disorderly thinking. When we have disorderly thinking and escapism, we're not able to achieve our goals in the same way, accomplish the things we want to in life, move forward in a way that feels in alignment and that feels smooth and effective. We waste energy, is really what that is. Disorderly thinking is a waste of energy. You'll get maybe where you're needing to go, but you're going to waste some energy in getting there. And that is then blocking us to our confidence because we're not feeling good about ourselves. We're not feeling good about our forward motion. We're not feeling good about what we've accomplished. We're not feeling good about things because we've just been escaping. And again, it's that disorderly thinking is influencing our confidence. So don't you love how we can do this, right? Like we can remember, because I really like seeing the information that comes forward in SRT as a remembering. We are remembering certain things about ourselves. we're remembering the message that when we practice orderly thinking, we don't have to escape. We get stuff done, and then we feel really confident about ourselves. So now we just come to the charts and we say, like, what can we do to just help us get there? What can we do to get us back into a space of orderly thinking? So what is influencing this disorderly thinking? Like, what's going on here? Like, we know we're trying to escape. We know that it's probably a feedback loop, right? Like, disorderly thinking is causing escapism. Escapism is causing disorderly thinking, and it's volleying back and forth between those things. So what's going on there? Like, what is happening? So is this attune my soul to spirit? Okay, so this is just, we're just not in tune with spirit. We're just very much in our human self. We're in our ego. We're in our humanity. We're in our shadow, potentially. We're just being human. That's all. And that's okay. That's beautiful. We don't have to have any judgment towards ourselves about any of this. I don't have judgment towards you for any of this. All of this stuff can be applied to me as well. I am not above or better than any of this stuff. Oftentimes I wonder if this stuff doesn't come up, because first and foremost, it needs to be applied to me. So I don't want anybody in that space. That this is learning. That's all this is that we're doing here together. We're learning, and I am just the conduit of information. That's it. We're just gathering information, and I'm sharing that information with you so we can learn together. And for those of us who so choose, use that information to grow, use that information to make some adjustments, use that information to get ourselves back on track. And in this particular case, we just need to say, I attune my soul to spirit. Whatever spirit wants from me, I want. And again, please use the definition of spirit that jives with you. If you're struggling, and you're still struggling, either because you've had a bad history with religion, you've had trauma around religion, or maybe it's just not how your brain works. Your brain just does not see religion and spirituality in the way that I do. Your brain is very practical, logical, very science-based, very, very orderly. Normally funny because we're talking about disorderly thinking. But like, if that's you and you're struggling when I talk about spirit, that's okay. But I would encourage you to not just swipe away. Don't just not listen. Think about, is there a way that you can think about spirit and frame spirit in a way that works for you with your belief system? And maybe that means, I always relate this back to nature. Nature, the energy in nature, and I'm not saying nature isn't big and powerful and scary. She can be. The nature that I'm talking about is the nature that is energy, the nature that is pure form, the nature that is not in competition with anyone or anything, the nature that is not of the ego and not of the shadow, the nature that is just itself. And sometimes that means it's an agent of chaos, an agent of change, an agent of destruction. And that's its job in that moment, is to be that. But it is always in its truest nature or in its truest form. This is why I didn't sleep last night, just dry cough. Anyways, so, thinking about, can I attune myself to the rhythm of nature? Can I attune myself to the rhythm of spirit, that which fills up all of nature? When I'm struggling, I know this sounds weird, but I love to feed the birds. I love to feed the squirrels, and sometimes the rats too, and all of the creatures in my neighborhood. And I just feel like when I feed them and I provide a habitat for them, they are showing me what it's like to be attuned to spirit. They're just following their nature. They're just sustaining themselves. They are just existing in this very present moment. And maybe some of them are thinking about the future. We know our squirrels like to plan for the future, and keep a little nut for later or whatever. But I think overall, that's how I think about spirit when I don't feel connected to God, or when the God type language, religion type language doesn't resonate with me. So think about that. What else can we do for this collective to open ourselves up to orderly thinking? Chart 10B, chart 10B. Okay, I might do a short clearing today because my breath is not great right now. Spiritual virus, that's funny. That's never come up before on one of our public clearings, I don't think, my video clearings. And I'm battling something right now that I will say this week has occasionally felt like a spiritual virus, not like a real one. Again, a spiritual virus in my mind is a contagion, is a spiritual contagion. So let's say you're at the office, your place of work, and somebody there has a really bad attitude. It is contagious, and that's a spiritual contagion. So somebody's bad mood, somebody's belief system that is, not serving them or your highest good, that is a spiritual virus. And so what this is saying to me right now is that part of our disorderly thinking is a spiritual virus. It's a contagion. It spreads. And so you must guard yourself the same way you would take your vitamin C and your echinacea and your elderberry to protect yourself from a physical virus. We need to do things to protect ourselves spiritually against spiritual contagions. And this can be, people in our lives who cause us doubt, people in our lives who disconnect us from spirit, people in our lives who doubt our spiritual life, who doubt our connection to source, who doubt our knowing, who doubt our inner wisdom, who maybe would even ridicule and make fun of our spiritual life and our belief system. And so we are clearing anybody now of any spiritual virus that has been preventing them from connecting with God, connecting with source. This is going to be rough, y'all. She may have to stop sooner rather than later. Okay, Spirit, well, clearly I'm struggling. So what do we need to do to wrap up this clearing? What do we need to do to get everybody back on board? We're just going to reboot this clearing and clear anything that can be cleared without research is really what I'm saying. So just being here today, sitting and listening in on this, meditating on this throughout your day. We don't even need to do a full clearing, but this is just something you can meditate on. And again, this is a remembering. This is all of us working together to bring forth this knowledge, that what we already know. So this says illusion of separateness. So we're clearing the illusion of separateness. I could see how that would be a spiritual virus, and I could see how that would be getting in the way of our orderly thinking. Yeah. The illusion of separateness. We clear all of us from the illusion of separateness. Now, anything else I can do today? We're going to clear out a little bit more icky energy, and then I really will wrap up here. What's some icky energy we're going to clear out today? We're going to clear out hate of self. That certainly is going to block you to your confidence and give you bad thinking. Well, this is funny. Escapism. That already came up. Abuse. Okay, so we're clearing all of those energies. We don't need them anymore. We don't want them anymore. We are filling them with all kinds of dazzling light and beautiful musical vibrations, because those are the things that can be really transformative. Light and sound vibrations are extremely healing. So we're calling those things in now to be able to help support us through this clearing and to release ourselves from anything that isn't serving us. So we're just going to clear anything else that can be cleared without research. Any final thoughts here? 31, memory clearing. I'm just kind of trying to do a really quick wrap up that I don't have to explain every little thing that's coming up, but clear any blocks to our creator consciousness, seeing ourselves as creators. You're going to be less likely to want to escape a life that you've created yourself. Yeah. When you feel like a victim of circumstance, you're going to want to escape your life. If you feel like you're a victim of what's happened to you, you're going to want to escape your life. But if you feel like you're the creator of your life, you're not going to want to escape it. Wow. Well, maybe we'll just end on that because I'm losing my voice. So we're going to do 100% of 100% of mop up. What percent is the collective now open to orderly thinking? 100%. What percent are they blocked to orderly thinking? Are we really 100% blocked to orderly thinking? What percent are we blocked to orderly thinking? Thank you. 0%. I was like, that's baloney. I already know that's not the truth. So we're going to do 100% of 100% of mop up. And we are filling ourselves up with these final energies for the day. Love of life. Again, I think that's so essential, right? So that was the only one, love of life. When we love our life, when we're the creator of our life, we don't have to escape from it. And when we don't escape from our life, we have more orderly thinking around our life because we are accomplishing the things we want to accomplish because our mind is set and focused. So maybe today this clearing was for anybody who's had a lack of focus in their mind, who has wanted to escape their life because they felt like a victim of circumstance. And for today, I hope if nothing else comes from this clearing, because it doesn't feel like it was very great. I'm sorry, I'm not feeling good, obviously. But if anything, if nothing else, stop spinning your pendulum, Catherine. If nothing else comes from this clearing, I hope that there is a sense for everybody about the power and control you can have in your life when you use your thoughts to be the creator of your life versus using your thoughts to run from your life and try to escape it. That's all for today, folks. I am really hopeful that I'm better tomorrow. but we shall just have to wait and see. So I hope everybody has a great rest of your day. Don't forget to reach out to me if you want a one-to-one session. I do this one-to-one. We can look at blocks, we can look at obsessions, we can look at addictions, we can look at attractions, we can look at what's blocking your mind from seeing your life as the way you want it to be. We can clear your blocks to being a creator. We can clear your blocks to God. We can clear you to be able to hear God, feel God, see yourself as the amazing being that you are. We can clear out old generational patterns and curses. We can do all sorts of fun stuff. So don't hesitate to reach out. I would love to work with you one-to-one. I can do voice notes, although not today, clearly, because I'm actively losing my voice as we do this clearing. But normally I can do like a voice note recording for you. I can type it up in a report. So if any of that sounds interesting, even a little bit interesting, reach out and let me know. And then always, as always, reach out too with your questions and comments. You don't have to book a session with me. I would love to just have a chat. So again, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Avoid the sickness that's going around, and we will see you next time on another episode of Clearing with Kate.